the first logical thing is, hey, we have a van, so let's drive towards the desert and maybe find this band.
Hey, Adi, thank you so much for coming on the channel. How you doing?
I'm doing good. Thank you so much for having me. Really appreciate it. How are you doing?
So I'm good. I'm doing great. Yeah, it's a nice day here in San Diego. So
wow,
things are going well. Where are you right now?
I'm in Poland,
in
the small city of Orneta, in our apartment. We are steady now after 5 years of traveling, making a small break. I mean, we're living close by airport.
Cool.
So yeah, but here in our small home studio, just finished another beautiful day of work.
Awesome. So just to introduce you a little bit to the audience, I know you do a lot of traveling, recording, and music production work, right?
Exactly.
Do you want to talk a little bit more about what you do and how people can find you and everything just to start?
Of course. I try to keep it short because there is so much we are doing right now, and new paths opened just a few days ago. My name is Adi. I'm a traveling music producer, and I'm a musician for 24 years now, played in several bands, living in rehearsal rooms, and had a lot of fun with the community and the joy of music. Now, since 5 years, we were traveling in a mobile recording studio, transforming a van into a studio. And it was not planned, but during COVID, we stayed 2 years in Morocco and recorded over 50 music videos, 6 live shows, 2 LPs, and kept the music going during these difficult times. Which brought me also into the Produce Like a Pro team, into the family, where I became a mentor for music production. We had mixing challenges where I went through 2,000 mixes and remixes, which was a really great experience. And now I'm traveling, producing all kinds of artists, either in commercial studios or I'm transforming any house into a record studio. It's a kind of adventure recording, like Sylvia Messi called it.
Yeah. So you're taking your setup, right, and bringing it into people's homes, into wherever the location is, and then you're recording with your equipment. Is that correct?
Yes, exactly. Like we went to Albania, and the band came from the US, renting a villa, making their album there.
Awesome. That sounds so refreshing too, to be in a different environment regularly. That must be really nice on an artistic level.
I love it, because the room will go straight into the record, depending on how we record, what music is there. And I don't know the rooms before.
Yeah.
So, for example, with this Albania example, we were driving for 3 days, crossing the Balkans. This band came from the US, and I have never seen this place. So you have to make it work, which is also very exciting.
Yeah.
It's always a challenge. Sure. It keeps it fresh. This is why I love this job, It keeps it fresh.
Yeah, that's what I love about it too. It's like I'm doing different stuff every day almost, it feels like. So I love that. That's awesome.
Yeah, it's so important.
What kind of equipment are you bringing around with you? What's your mobile setup like?
It's always different. So I have up to 16 inputs with my interfaces.
Okay.
16 inputs I used, for example, when recording orchestras in Armenia. Now, just 2 weeks ago, we've been to Morocco again and recorded 2 more songs for an incredible album with the band Tassout Animal. And I just had my basic variety of mics. I'm always taking care that I have a variety of microphones and that sounds good and that are fairly inexpensive. I mean, of course, some of the mics are $800, but they're still fairly inexpensive to a classic.
Yeah.
And these microphones, they are not, or how can I say it? If I would take the most expensive microphones, they wouldn't be the right mics to record in any location, let's say in a clay house in Morocco or so on, because they take way too much from the surroundings. They are made for expensive studios with incredible treatment to get really the nuance that we all love, and I love too. But if I would use them in this location recording, I would maybe hear the neighbor snoring or a scooter driving by or something that I really don't want on the record.
Yeah.
So I got 2 pencil condensers always with me, maybe 2 condenser microphones. So I can, sometimes 3, so I can check them for the vocals. For the vocals, I'm very picky. A bunch of dynamic mics, which are usually SM57s and MTP440s from Lewitt. Some kick drum mics. Yeah, we had Jambies and a calabash, which is like a African half pumpkin. This is always how I call it, which have a lot of low end, which I use sometimes on rock production as well to make the kick really kick.
Awesome.
And yeah, these are mainly a variety of every microphone. So I capture different sounds and then put them together.
Awesome. And you have you're using a Lewitt right now, right?
But
You're
yes,
using a
I got
Lewitt
the
mic?
Lewitt right now. Yeah, it's the 441 Flex and I love it.
Nice. Yeah. You like the Lewitt mics, right?
I love the Lewitt mics and I love the Lewitt team also. I have a really special connection with the Lewitt team. I visit them in Austria. We are writing on WhatsApp and
That's cool.
it's like family.
Yeah. Yeah. They've been really nice, the ones that I've met from the Lewitt team.
Who did you met? Valerie.
Valerie, yeah.
Valerie, yeah, of course.
And a couple of the
Everyone knows
guys too, but Valerie's the one that I know the best. She seems really sweet. I like her.
Yeah, she's amazing. And she's doing so much. Maybe I can say it here, like when we started this project, I was writing over 90 emails to companies looking for support because I had like really, really, really cheap mics that I bought for the half price on eBay. So I bought cheap mics even cheaper.
Yeah.
Which was good because I had to make them work.
Yeah.
And the videos went out anyway to like millions of people, which was insane. But Lewitt was really we've produced like a pro, and I know them via Warren Hewitt, he connected us. Lewitt was the first company who said, we're going to send this guy something. And they really supported us. They took care to bring this package to Morocco. And as an exchange, I could leave my old microphones for local artists and showed them how to record, which is
awesome.
just incredible. Yeah.
Oh, that's great. I love that. I imagine you're recording a lot of, music around the world. Does it sometimes feel like you're preserving culture in a way because you're recording in places that maybe people don't get a lot of recording experience? Is that accurate, or am I?
It's in a way it's accurate, and we recorded some traditional music. The cool thing is we are recording also fusions, and every recording we do is something. It was more intended to help the artist to get gigs. For example, to help our friends in the desert, to have better quality videos that they can send to festival promoters, for example.
Yeah.
One of the best studios is actually in Morocco, which is also accessible for young artists. I think every half year they are inviting 3 young bands and make a professional production with the local heroes with them. People who work with Snarky Puppy and others like Karim Ziad. And this studio is top notch. Like I was 12 days there and we wanted to record drums. I said, what you put on the drums? They're like U67s. And they just go and pack like 8 of them and put them everywhere. I said, you don't look for variety. They sound great, no?
Yeah.
Yeah. With the preserving, we try to get more into it. I would love to record actually Ili. Ili is from Albania. He's 71 years old, and in one of my favorite bands I work with, Bondeko from the US. And it's Ili, 71, from Albania, playing the accordion, and he knows 450 folk songs.
Wow.
So this is what I would love intentionally to preserve for the next generation.
Yeah.
The rest is Tasut Animal, for example. Even the name says music for the next generation. In a way, of course, it preserves it, but it's not this anthropological thing or this archaeological thing that we have archive. It's more about the love of music and the pure connection of it.
That's great. My grandma was born on a reservation. I know, like in some cultures, you can't record certain things. You're not allowed to record certain things. Have you run into that?
Luckily, no, because this is, and I had many conversations about it, the downside of tourism, because the secrets, this was mainly also in West Africa, for example, where they had sacred masks, sacred rhythms. There are a few that you still can't record, or where people not from the community can attend. So we're not allowed to attend there. But in Morocco, it's all open.
Yeah.
Like, especially when we've been to Morocco, it's all open to public, and they are really happy to share this music with a wider audience.
Awesome. I love that. Have you found in your traveling and recording, have you found that certain things pop up as common things that you have to troubleshoot?
That's a good question.
Are there like certain problems that arise because you're traveling and recording as compared to, I assume it might be a lot of similar stuff to when you're in a stationary studio, right? But I was just wondering what else might pop up.
Yeah, I think the number one is something unexpected, and that's my car that needs a lot of troubleshooting. Because it's from 1984, and I run into all kinds of troubles. Audio tech, like audio wise, it's heat, because we lived in the desert for almost 6 months, and by 50 degrees Celsius, we were recording, for example, a live show, like in the middle of the summer in the desert. Oof. Like, you're from San Diego, you know how hot it can be.
Yeah.
So it was for a live show for the Liverpool Arab Arts Festival, and what we had to do actually was recording 10 minutes, and we had like fans in front of the interface and the laptop and the cameras. After 10 minutes, shut it all down, put the stuff into the fridge, and don't do it at home because your laptop can break.
Yeah.
Put the stuff into the fridge, get it out, record again 10 minutes.
Wow.
Fridge, and so on until we had the show done.
Yeah. I've had to do that. I've had to put devices like in the freezer for a few minutes before. I don't remember what the context was. I think it was before I got AC in here or something. I was like, setting up, and I had to do that. That's crazy.
You know, I love this stuff because I'm also in commercial studios, and everything is so hectical, and people panic if something don't work.
Yeah.
But there it was like, oh guys, laptop is hot. They're like, okay, no problem. Making tea. We are waiting until everything works again. Yeah, works again. All right, let's continue. It's It was cool. It wasn't stressful at all, And it was nice. I think the last thing would be the unpacking and repacking the gear. And people were laughing about me because I don't wanted any help. Because most of the people, they don't know how to wire the cables and so on.
Yeah.
So we had the next music store 700 kilometers away. So if some of the little equipment that I had broke, I couldn't just replace it. I couldn't go to the next shop there, And so this was something I had to take care of. That to find a way to tell them, like, hey, you did your job. You did incredible, a lot of work, it's a lot of energy. For me, I just need this to calm down a little bit, like the cable meditation, and to see that everything works fine. So please, you don't have to help me,
Yeah. I've taken that approach a few times too. Because you don't want your stuff to get put away wrong or get broken or something. And people mean well, but like if they don't know where it goes, then they don't know where it goes, or if they don't know how to take care of it,
Or mic stands, when they are locked, don't press them together. Don't do it. It breaks them.
Yeah. You loosen it and then you adjust it.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
We should make a Instagram reel for it.
How to adjust a mic stand. People will be like, I've known this forever. And I'm like, okay. Yeah. We'd probably get a lot of comments on that.
I hope. Leave your comments down below. I'm going to scan them also and answer you. So if anybody have any comments, I'm always scanning them once per week or something. And
awesome. Yeah. And you have your own channel too. I know we can do shout outs at the end too, but I wanted to mention that.
Oh,
But
thank
you have
you.
your own channel, right? It's Hit the Road Music.
Yeah. My own channel is Hit the Road Music Studio.
Mm-hmm.
And there you can find a playlist with over 94 music videos now that we created all around the world.
Wow.
So yeah, this one playlist, some songs have subtitles as well, so you know what they're singing about, which is really good. And there are some product reviews and all kind of random stuff that confuses people, like, what the heck is this?
Yeah, like, what is he doing?
Yeah, what is he
People
doing?
like it though, yeah.
Yeah, it's nice. I have I think almost 13,000 subscribers or something, and we reached out to a couple of million people, which
awesome.
And get a lot of comments. I'm really grateful for it.
It's a lot of fun.
It's nice.
It's fun to build a little community around it too, I think.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Do you you're talking about putting your equipment away. Would you call your what's your equipment setup like? Would you call it minimalistic, or is it a lot of stuff to unpack?
No,
I'm wondering how big a thing it is.
No, it's minimalistic. It's minimalistic. Now when we came to Morocco, I could have all my stuff, including cables, in my backpack because I knew how much we need. But also at this time we were multi-tracking. So when I'm recording live, when we were in the van, I had all the mic stands. There was space for the mic stands. And I had over 20 microphones with me after Louis sent it to us. I had enough cables with me. So two, 3 interfaces sometimes. So yeah, it's all you need, but not more. Yeah. Now something new is coming. Black Panther Systems was so nice to send me a mobile mixing desk.
Oh, nice.
Which is cool. Yeah, so I'm really happy to try this out.
Cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, you have to tell me what you think. That's awesome.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, and I don't have speakers. I had the speakers in the van, but I'm sitting with the band in the same room. So I'm mainly working with headphones.
Yeah.
And now when I have the home studio, I'm having my speakers there, 2 Kali audio speakers, and I also enjoy it because I can feel the music better.
Yeah.
And I have less fatigue, which is great on the ears. But mainly we use them to make the music videos, just playback via the speakers. It's so much fun.
Yeah.
But this is all extra stuff. It's all extra stuff.
Yeah. That's great. I love it. I have some questions from Patreon too. So one of the questions is, how much of your work is in post versus creating the best raw experience? So minimizing editing. Can you give us some examples of how you might have set up for some of your more unusual productions where you mightn't have had the ideal gear at hand? I guess that's 2 questions.
It's 2 questions. Can you repeat the first one more time?
Yeah. How much of your work is in post versus creating the best raw experience and, minimizing editing? Wow, I can speak.
All right. I think one of the best experiences, it always depends on how well the band is rehearsed and how good they know each other.
Yeah.
So it's 100% the band. It's 100% the band. And I remember when I will tell you a beautiful story to it. At first, thank you for supporting your work via Patreon. We were also living for a while from Patreon and had a nice support that brought us over through COVID. So
yeah, it's a big help.
It's so much, because all the creators, you put so much work into it, putting the interviews together, video editing and all the stuff that is behind the scenes. So yeah, big shout out to all the Patreons for the support. This is really good.
Yeah.
So one of my favorite stories is we came to Morocco and there was Momo. Momo was the jewelry dealer. And Momo showed us a band that is called Dara Tribes.
Okay.
We were at the coast, which is very far away from the desert. And he told us they are in the desert. Of course, the desert is huge. So the first logical thing is, hey, we have a van, so let's drive towards the desert and maybe find this band. So why not? 1,000 kilometers ahead. So we were just driving and asking people sometimes on the road, like, hey, are we closer to this band? Do you know this band? And they say, yeah, maybe go to this city, Zagora. We've been to Zagora and somebody showed us again, Dara Tribes on the phone. Hey, do you know this band? We're like, we're looking for them. We went to almost to the last city before the Sahara starts
Mm-hmm.
at the gas station, talking, and there was Abdul giving us gasoline into the car.
Mm-hmm.
We invite him to the car, make some coffee, tea, have a cultural exchange. Bam, he have the number from Hafid, the cajon player, our dear brother.
Mm-hmm.
They came pick us up. We had a jam session, became friends. The very next day, we were recording. We went to a huge desert palace, which is magnificent. Kaspar Eitisful. It's insane. And the sound is so good for recording because it's made like of clay and straw, these clay houses. So they are still lively, but not too much, not too reverberant. It's for me, it's the best sound there.
Awesome.
So I put the band together, get the mics right, check for phase. This is the first thing that I always do. I'm checking for phase, especially when recording live. And because I had 16 inputs, I don't want to put too much mics to experiment, you know. I had a lot of time before to experiment, but when there is this session, I have to find the right sound as soon as possible so that the band don't get bored, you know. Don't want to dig too much into it. And they played it, first take. That's it. No editing,
nice.
no nothing required, you know.
Yeah.
I check. We got the sound already like from the microphones.
Yeah.
There was just a little bit of parallel compression that I had to add. There was nothing I had to fix. There was nobody trying to change the solo or whatever. Or maybe, here is something or there is something. They're like, was it good? I said, was good. Okay. Next day I mixed it. After the mix, immediately approved. Sounds good.
Easy.
Sounds good.
Wow.
Perfect. Then making the music video, finishing it. My life partner Kasia, who was a huge support, is still a huge support, checked mainly for the fonts, and she's a graphic designer, and she was filming the videos.
Cool.
And like, hey, this font is not good. How could you do this to the people? And then, you know, releasing the video, done. And these are the easiest jobs that I get mainly with experienced bands. These guys already touring the world. They are playing every day together. They are meeting every day together. They are rehearsing. They are teachers for this. They are 100% in the music. And with the right mic setup and with the right band, you're right there. And actually, this band is the reason why Ron Hewitt called me, because he saw this on Instagram and said, it sounds so amazing. How can we work together?
Awesome.
So this is what you can do with the right band and the right mic setup.
Yeah. Yeah, it makes
I hope
huge
it answered the
difference.
question.
Yeah. Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
This was zero editing.
It seems like there's like a
little
range,
mixing,
but if, you know, depending on the band, you can have it be very, very minimal editing.
Exactly. On the other side, we had a band that we had 15 takes because they could play live together, but they never recorded before.
Yeah.
And later, we don't record on a click. So I had to cut 3 of the best takes together that weren't on the click.
Yeah.
But also, don't complain when you have something like this. Take it as an opportunity to become an editing ninja. Because I think editing is equal to mixing skills. Editing skills is equal to mixing skills.
Yeah.
It's so important to master editing.
Yeah.
So you have really clean and amazing mixes.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. I feel like whenever I'm working on a job where it's not exactly what I want to do, I figure there's some aspect of it that's helping me improve as an engineer. So it's like you might as well appreciate what you're doing, right?
That's wonderful. Exactly.
Yeah.
The second question?
Yeah, the second question, can you give us some examples of how you might have set up for some of your more unusual productions where you might not have had the ideal gear at hand?
I through this time, I had little gear, but knew it very well. Yeah, I think we had a pilot in 2018 where we just went to Morocco and asking people on the street, hey, who want to record? And I just had the experience of very, not the best metal bands, to record very young metal bands to learn recording. So they had a free record. I was recording them. So this was my experience. And apparently, I was recording an orchestra, an Andalusian orchestra with artists from Israel and artists from Morocco singing about peace and love. And I had no clue. And I think I didn't have even the right gear. And I don't know what I did there.
Yeah.
So I never heard about phase also.
Yeah.
At this time, even the artists were like, "Are you sure this mic should be so far away from us?" I said, maybe. So I put them all in a circle, and I messed. I think this recording I really messed up, but I did it anyway. And later the band was so kind, like the director Elad Levi. He gave me feedback, I think, for 14 revisions. Like I'm like, Elad,
wow,
is this how your music sounds? He's like, no, it doesn't.
No.
No, it's not. But it sounds like this. And he sent me like examples and so on. And I was also overdoing plugins and working until late night, like all these mistakes.
But that's part of the learning process.
Exactly. And this is what I love. We can't skip it.
Yeah.
So this was one of the situations where I had only 8 inputs for 16 people and no experience and the cheapest mics and face issues and everything.
Yeah,
but the
hard.
video went out to 250,000 people anyway, so
that's
don't worry about that. It's awesome. It's insane.
Yeah. I love that. How do you find artists when you're out traveling? How do you find people to record? How do you find clients?
That's a wonderful question. So now we can separate between commercial clients that hire me for their productions, and to find them, I actually built a business out of my van. And I needed help because I had 0 business skills, which are often very underrated for mixing engineers, because we are focusing on the technical stuff and that everything looks nice, that we have some nice gear in the background and that we have a nice compressor for the guitar player who will come in maybe. I hired a business coach and she helped me a lot. It's Katarina from Artists Coaching. And we worked for 2 years together, who helped me with the right attitude. And I could find clients via Instagram. Later, they found me also. Like the band Bondeco, I'm working with them since COVID, actually. And it's so beautiful. I could see them grow up.
Yeah.
And now they're making
Sorry, is a lot of that remote, or are you traveling to the artist, or?
It was mainly remote because it was COVID. So I found remote clients via Instagram. And now I just came back from London working with Lala Nushka. We were in the studio for 10 days, but now we are mixing remote. Actually, now we were continuing with one of the productions, like an incredible indie pop artist, great voice and very creative.
Awesome.
I'm looking forward to get the songs out there. How we found artists for our project? Once the story with Dara Tribes, this is how it started. The story with Andalicious, asking people, driving there, curiosity. And for example, after we finished the videos with Dara Tribes, other people from the desert called us. They're like, hey, you're still here?
Yeah.
Bands like Isuran and Sahara. We made the album with them. It hit number 25 in the world music charts, which was insane. And through this, more and more connections came. Later, Tasut Animal was calling us. And what I always do is asking them for a demo in advance. Because at this time, it was a 100% support project. But support doesn't mean that I do everything for them. Support means to guide them, to say, your demo doesn't sound good. Try to play tight with the band so that everybody knows their parts and guide them through this process to be like a professional musician in the future. So they don't have any surprises when they find a European manager or American manager or whoever. So they are prepared in advance.
So you're helping with pre-production too then?
Also with everything, how to get the music
Yeah.
on Spotify, how to make some posts, maybe how to get the band image, how to make an EPK. Some people have different questions. Of course, now I can't do it so much anymore because I have less time, and I have other projects that will help way more, because we are planning to build a music production school now in Morocco and teach them immediately how to record, because I can't record everyone, but the education is a huge gift in this world. So I get all the partner companies together. If any company is listening right now and want to be part of this, we have the perfect space to do it. We have the perfect team to do it. And yeah, it will be for the kids to bring the education there, how to produce music, how to record music and mix it.
Yeah, that sounds so rewarding. Do you want to, can you talk more about that, about like the space you have and everything? I know we talked a little bit about this at like last NAMM, I think, right?
Yeah. It feels like it was yesterday.
Yeah.
But it wasn't. Okay.
It wasn't too long ago.
Yeah, it was very, but the next one is knocking already.
Yeah. Yep.
So this idea came because so many people wrote us via Instagram. Hey, I have a band. Can you record us? We need your help. And I would love to. I would really love to, but I simply can't.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just overload. I was also close to a burnout after this project for a while. So it's a lot of work. It's 16 hours of work every day.
Yeah.
With social media and everything.
Yeah.
So the school, it's called the Taman Art Space, and it has been built by visual artist Aissa Joud, who is traveling the world with his paintings. And during COVID, they're in the mountains, and people have less and less possibilities to live in the mountains and in the villages where they come from to make a proper living. And his vision is to make an art village out of his place. He built a magnificent place. Just write Taman Art Space, TAMAN Art Space, and watch the YouTube video, and then you will understand why it's the perfect place to do it.
Okay.
And they have a band there. So I want to take kids and educate 2 teachers while we are recording local bands and immediate hands-on experience how to make it.
Yeah.
And just giving courses, master classes, and build a beautiful place there, so people don't have to leave their country and their family to learn something abroad, just to bring the knowledge there, because knowledge is power, and knowledge, education, I think it's really, it's our gift. It's something that I'm really grateful for, that I could learn when I grew up, and that I can still learn now all the time. So that's the idea, to bring empowerment.
That's great. I love it. I can't wait to see how it turns out too, like the space and everything, and the program and everything. Do you
Me too.
Do you picture yourself being traveling less because of this?
No, we are anyway traveling less now, because we are stationary now in Poland for at least 3 years, because my life partner started to study in the university.
Cool.
And I love it, I love to sit down and appreciate now what happened. All these experiences, everyday high life. Sometimes it's good to have just a break. And I'm sitting also on a book to it will be again about location recording, and
oh, cool.
I think and just to process all the good things that happened, and just stand still again for a while, and there are also many life lessons. I mean, we are traveling already before YouTube. We started our first journey 12 years ago with Kasia. Instead of going Christmas to our parents, we went to Istanbul with a car, and
Cool.
Yeah. And since then, we always lived somewhere. I think we spent 1.5 years in Albania, and 8 months in Turkey and Georgia and Armenia and everywhere. And just to learn that I'm happy wherever I am. I don't have to go somewhere to have this feeling again, to have the kick, and to appreciate the people, to understand like we're people everywhere, and we just try our best.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm happy now in Poland. It's snowing, you know, it's maybe not the palms that I'm used to.
Oh, yeah.
I'm just happy. Yeah, I'm just super happy here. And see what I can do now in this community.
Yeah, sweet. What kind of stuff is going to be in the book? Is it going to be more like stories or more like tips for recording?
It will be also, again, with the focus on empowering engineers to walk their path. Especially, I have so many conversations with producers like Mike Exeter, who works with Black Sabbath, and Tony Iommi. We just met in Birmingham. And all these conversations are about this YouTube false information, like blocking information. Because music is creativity. Never forget this. Like creativity have no right or wrong. There is no right or wrong. So you got to try out stuff. And I like to bring this message back to people. Like not back, like there are still people who engage with this, but to get this hustling mode out a bit, like this corpus stuff, and go back to that you can trust yourself with the style you love to do, that you don't have to walk somebody else's path, but create your own, because this will really make a sustainable career. This will be like part 1. Part 2, there will be more books. So I thought either everything in one or more serious. And the first one will be, of course, about the Morocco journey. And to understand the culture a bit more, the rhythms, and how they perceive rhythm. There's more the 6/8, you know, and that you start often on the 4 and or on the 1 and that everything shifts a bit. And that it's really a feeling thing. Like, where do you feel where is the one? Not count where is the one. Things like that. And about the culture. And the last part, of course, about location recording. And I want to make it an interactive book. Means we check a session. I explain which mics I used, how I used them, why I used them like that. But you can also download the multi-tracks.
Awesome.
So even sessions that I messed up, there won't be only like golden sessions that sound amazing. You will see actually the process, the evolution, like how I messed up and how I fixed it. And
perfect.
Also the good ones. Yeah.
Yeah. That's great, because I think a lot of the multi-tracks that people have online, they're too polished, and it's hard. Like, it's students that are mostly using those, right? And they need more examples that are more like the recordings that they're going to create, where it's flawed and you have to fix the problems. So I think that's great.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
I'm excited. I just need to find time for it.
Yeah, I know that feeling. I've been like going, so I'm like on the verge of burnout over here.
Oh my gosh. Take some time off.
Yeah, this week's a holiday in the US. It's Thanksgiving, so I'll probably force myself to take a little bit of time. I'm not good at it though. Because I like what I'm doing, you know. So it's hard to force yourself to. I don't know. It's hard.
No, I get you. Just to say this, I had like crazy health issues in March, which changed also a lot of my perception, because I'm absolutely a workaholic.
Yeah,
I'm working all the time when I can.
Yeah,
and I tried to change it, but I had an accident in an airplane. Like I just dropped dead in March, flying from Athens to Morocco. Yeah, because of exhaustion, dehydrated, many factors, you know, nutrition and so on. So our journey started because of burnout at work, because I was also in the office, and it's you know, there is no hurry. There is health is really, really important.
Yeah.
It's really important, like to move, to make some stretches in the morning, because our back, when we're sitting like this, we are not even breathing completely.
Yeah.
And we're going to have this turtleneck later, you know. It will be just more difficult to fix. So just the small things, like, for example, I go now once per month for a massage. And the massagist, she was asking, what's hurting? I said, nothing, luckily.
Yeah.
And just to prevent some stuff and take your time off.
Yeah.
Yeah, with no phone, no calls. And I just wish it. I just wanted to share this.
Yeah. I started forcing myself. I'm in my 30s now. So like a few years back, I started forcing myself to take half a day off every week and go exercise. And so I, signed up for this thing. I paid for it, right? And it's, it's outside. It's nice. And I think that's had a huge impact on me. Cause like we have this culture with engineers of like, we survive off potato chips and work for, over 12 hours a day. And, it's just like coffee constant. And like, I grew up in the New York area. So it's like even more like that in New York. Right. So I grew up with that whole, attitude, and my dad was an entrepreneur and the whole thing. So like, I was just running myself down constantly, and then past few years, I've kind of forced myself to take care of my body a little more, which feels really good.
I'm so happy to hear that.
Thanks.
Yeah, I mean, everything have a balance, and rest is the foundation of work. And what I saw when I was like really overworked, is that I made more mistakes, which needed more fixing, which lead to more frustration, which lead to more mistakes.
Yeah.
And sometimes just to stop for a day can change everything, and you find the solution in like 20 minutes.
Yeah.
While before you were like pushing it.
Yeah. Or like you think of the solution to the problem while you're in the shower or something. Like,
yeah.
I feel like that's all related to the idea of like taking frequent breaks and letting your ears rest, and taking the time to take the breaks. And I think a lot of people, when they first start going into the studio, they're like, oh, it's costing us money, we should be working the entire time we're in here. But then people with more experience seem to start to get that attitude where it's like, no, the break is worth it. The break is worth it because it helps you recharge and get fresh ideas and what have you.
Absolutely. Yeah. Golden words. Is this for the shorts?
I see you think about that better than I do. I'm just like, I'm so bad at that stuff. Dude, I think you were talking about that business coach. Was it a business coach that you went to?
Artist coach, business coach. Yeah,
I'm kind of curious to learn more about that, because I think one of their people messaged me, right? We were talking about this. And I'm curious about what they do for you. Like what's it like?
It's a personalized training. I think it evolved now with time. Before it was for artists, so she wanted to help artists and creatives to make a living.
Yeah.
And it's individual on which the blockades you have. So at first you have a phone call and define your goals. Oh my God, we had like a weekly call, one-on-one. And then we had 2 group calls together where we all share our wins, stay accountable for what we say, goal setting, step by step, to have a long-term goal, short-term goal, and then break it down in smaller steps. This is just a vague thing, like what I'm saying now, because it goes really deep. It goes really deep. I had such a fear of charging people, such a fear of charging them for my services. And, this beliefs like the more I charge, the more difficult my clients will be and stuff like this. Yeah. While it's absolutely the opposite. Absolutely the opposite.
That's what I've noticed too.
Yeah.
But it's scary to charge. It's scary to charge.
It's scary to charge, and there it starts, why it's scary to charge. Let's go a little bit deeper back, maybe it's abandonment that we are scared of. And people pleasing. This is, I'm just talking about myself, because this is what I'm sometimes still doing, I'm still working on it. And it's a forever ongoing process. And this, what was cool during the group calls, like, I've been already 1 year in this training, and then seeing people coming new in, and then seeing how these blockades really worked and how I was in the same blockades, and then how these blockades with time disappear and then people shine. The beauty is the goal is also to make happy people. this is what I love on Katarina, to work with her, because it's her way to change this planet. When people are happy and satisfied with what they are doing, they will share more happiness to the people around them.
Yeah.
And this was so fascinating, you know. It's beautiful. It was I think one of the best decisions in my career to do it, apart from moving into the van and recording bands. This was like the next step.
Cool.
That was really needed.
That's great. Yeah, I could see a lot of value in having other people and a group of people to, you know, hold responsibility to each other, but also support each other. That sounds cool.
Exactly. To support each other, so you see you're not alone. And in a way, what do I wanted to say? That's all right. I think that's...
So I know the business, it's like the business side of engineering is really hard for a lot of people.
It is, because you're with many creatives working, and they got used to not get paid. And then people expect from you to not charge them, or to charge less. Yeah. And work more. Yeah. Which turns quickly into a cycle, you know. And at the beginning, of course, you take what you can, like to have a portfolio. So there are also other ways, like produce like a Pro Academy, where you have over 100 multi-tracks that you can mix and have a community to grow with. But the hands-on experience, there is no workaround. Yeah. How to handle clients, how to handle with different situations. This is all experience. This is really experience that you can't learn on YouTube. Or yeah. Cool. And it's fun. It's difficult, but fun. It's a growing process.
Yeah, that's what I love about it, is like the puzzle of it all. It's like you can keep learning forever and it never gets boring, you know? That's what I love about it.
Yeah. That's why I chose this job. Oh, sorry, I interrupted you.
No, you're good. I was done.
Okay. I was always jumping from job to job to job to job, because I did something, I learned it, and then they expected from me to repeat it for 1 year, 2 years, 3 years, 4 years. I'm like, that's boring, man. I want something for myself to be excited about. Yeah. But also to learn. Yeah. Just to learn. I don't want to wait too much until somebody say, hey, you're ready, you get a promotion. Yeah. I want to learn. Yeah. And I before, you know, I started I was working with kids and with autistic kids and with the elderly people and in the social way, and made some schools in this path. And then I switched completely, and I was working with machines and in a chemical factory. And then apparently I was busking and working as a roadie and in film and TV. And then apparently we were traveling and I was busking again. And, you know, all the time some changes in my jobs. Wow. Later in IT, somehow I ended up in IT. Yeah. But every year changing the company. It's the first time, like, music production. I'm now 6 years into it. Like every day I'm just learning something new. I just love it. It's what I want to do. It's incredible. That's cool. The people are wonderful. Yeah. What you wanted to say?
Oh, I didn't realize you had such a range of experience. That's so cool.
It's crazy. When I'm looking back, it's like, it's crazy. Yeah. Who's that guy? Yeah. Sometimes I think, like, who's that guy?
Well, that's the thing. It's like we're multiple people in our lifetimes, I feel like.
Yeah. It's like a chapter, next chapter. Yeah. And the cool thing is, you know, like from working in a chemical factory, if I cut the wrong cable, something could explode, like, and make a huge disaster in the city. Like it was the biggest chemical factory in Germany, like the Bayer company. And they make aspirin and all this stuff. Okay. So, and sometimes I cut the wrong cables, and it was like,
oh, scary.
This was trouble. It was scary. It was scary. And there were like chemicals that you touch them and then you get cancer immediately and stuff like this.
Oh, no. Yeah, that's scary.
So it's like a mess, you know? And now I go into the studio and something doesn't work. I'm like way calmer. Yeah, it's okay. We're not dying. Yeah. We're going to figure it out. You're cool. I'm cool. there's some pizza. Let's fix this stuff.
Yeah. That's like the attitude I've taken. Like I lost a lot of friends from back in the day, and I'm like, hey, no one's dying. It's like, it's fine. Everything in the music studio is fine. Like we could chill. Yeah. I love that. I think that's the attitude to have.
So important.
Yeah.
Troubleshooting. There will be always something that breaks.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
There's always something that doesn't work, and it have nothing to do with, it's not professional, or I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
I remember we had like this at NAMM a live stream, and the first 5 minutes of the audio didn't work because the internet didn't work or something. And somebody wrote me, this is so embarrassing for a professional audio company. I said, dude, come to NAMM and make a live stream. Good luck.
Yeah. Yeah. It's like there's a lot going on over here. Like, yeah. People are always like that, though. You're always going to get weird comments like that where it's like, you know. I had a comment the other day where someone was like, we've known this for 15 years. I'm like, I don't know how to tell you that you don't have to watch a video about a topic you already know. Like, I don't know how to tell you that. Like, no one's forcing you to watch this video over here. Like what? Sometimes I'm just
so
like, why do people, I don't know. Anyway. I know I've kept you for a long time already. Is there anything else that you want to talk about before we wrap up?
Just have fun.
I love it.
We have this we have this life, you know, and see how if you want to get started, you can get always only prepared when you really get your hands dirty. So try to make and embrace all these mistakes.
Yeah.
Like, don't be ashamed for them. Like, I will never forget this first time when I deleted the client session after the album was done.
Yeah.
By accident. Like, I just overwrote it and everything was a mess, and you know, but it's not the end of the world.
Yeah.
It's it shows us, it teaches us, it prepares us for the real deal. So embrace as many mistakes, like be vulnerable, because it's a strength.
Yeah. Yeah. And if you can admit vulnerability, then I feel like you learn faster too, because a lot of people like helping each other, you know? So I feel like that's a big thing. I think a lot of people too, starting out, they think they have to be perfect, and then it keeps them from trying to do stuff. And I think it's no one's perfect. So
luckily,
try to be. Yeah.
Luckily, nobody is perfect. Otherwise, it would be so boring. And the other thing is also, when you embrace vulnerability, nobody can use you.
Yeah.
If you try to be perfect, people will be able to use you because they will tell you, you're not perfect yet. Just make some more extra hours for free.
Right.
One day you will be perfect.
Yeah.
And you're going to work 1 year, 2 years, and you waste some time, you know?
Yeah.
But watch out for this, because it can happen.
Yeah, for sure. Well, do you want to do a shout out for any of your YouTube channel, anything you're working on?
Whoa, let me get out the list.
Perfect. I can put it on the screen too. You just send me the text after this and I'll put it on the screen.
Oh, that's so kind. Thank you so much. And
in the description.
So I really recommend you to follow me on Instagram, because there you get almost up-to-date information. Still, people are confused where I am at the moment, but there you can really see like our journeys, where we are now, what we are doing, and get the insight into another culture. Like lately we came back from the Taragalt festival, and you can see the festival in the desert and how people have fun, you know?
Yeah.
This is stuff that you can see on our channel. So at Hit the Road Music, follow us, send me a message if you like this podcast. And if you have any question, you can drop it. I will try to answer it as soon as possible. Sometimes not immediately. You can send me a reminder, no problem. The second thing, Facebook, Hit the Road Music Studio, will be probably the same content. And I have over 16 music production tutorials on Promix Academy. So it's promixacademy.com /Hit the Road Music. Hit minus the minus road minus music, I think. But you will find it.
Cool.
You will find it there. In these 16 tutorials, there are some tutorials that are over 5 to 6 hours long.
Wow.
And the shorter tutorials, they have 2 different songs there. So definitely worth it. They are inexpensive, but help us to continue with this journey. So thank you very much. We have to fix our car.
Yep.
It's like trash at the moment.
I know the feeling.
Oh my gosh. I preferred food. So the car had to suffer a little bit.
Yeah.
And we are just about to renew it. And our YouTube channel. Subscribe to our YouTube channel. There you find all the music that we recorded, some behind the scenes material, how we recorded with bands.
Awesome.
We have 4 documentaries out there. They are on the Produce Like a Pro YouTube channel. The one about Morocco is called Travel the World Recording in a Van. The other one is Armenia Recording Journey. Another one about Albania, how we recorded extreme metal bands in Albania, in Tirana. Yeah, there is so much out there. Yeah, and if you have any questions again, you can just come back to me.
Yeah. Or they can comment below. I can forward them to you, or you can find them.
Yeah, let me know when there are comments and I don't answer them.
Cool. Sweet.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much for coming on. Are you going to NAMM? Do you know?
I'm working on it.
Yeah.
I'm working on it. I said no to so many people, but this is now the 11th time somebody asked me. So
yeah. Yeah, you should go. That we can all see you.
I would love to. Yeah, it would be lovely. I'm so happy. It feels like family.
Yeah.
You know, coming to NAMM and just seeing all of you again, hanging out.
Yeah.
Have a good chat and learn together.
Yeah.
I would love to.
Cool.
I would love to. And when you see me at NAMM, I'm approachable. We can talk.
Yeah.
If somebody's here.
Yeah.
No, I would love to. I'm working on it. I'm working on it.
Cool.
I will check it out. Thank you so much for these great questions. I think, yeah, it was very prepared and nice flow.
Oh, thanks.
And I wish you all the best with your productions because you're doing amazing work.
Yeah, you
Thank
too.
you for
Thank
everything
you.
you're doing.
Thanks so much. Okay.